Welcome back to Nintagious. Tonight, we're finally gonna take a break from Monster Hunter. I'm going to attempt to... It's gonna be my second attempt through doing Mega Man X Buster only. Because I watched somebody else do it a couple nights ago, and I was like, I can definitely do this. See, that's what we're doing. That's alright, Blue. If you can make it back, that's cool. If you can't, that's fine. It is pretty late already. Because I didn't wake up in the best of shapes, so, it took me a little while to really get going. Let me go ahead and toss some pixels at you guys for thanks for being here nice and early despite the slightly late start. What else we got going on? Yeah, like, I guess there's like one announcement really quick, and that is that we are effectively at 500 subscribers. So that's pretty cool. Like we had like 5 subscribers last night that I suspect were like all the same person using fake accounts. So I didn't make a big deal out of it last night because that's what they wanted. They wanted me to freak out, and then they would have taken all the subscriptions away and been like, ha ha ha, I got you. And I've seen that gag before, and I wasn't really willing to go in on that. But the subscriber count continued to grow like throughout the night, because my good networking was at work, and as I popped around in different streams, I got a few good, very generous shoutouts from a few different streamers, and that continued to get the count to climb. So I even though I consider like 4 or 5 of these subscribers to like not be real, we are like effectively like right on the edge. And the sad truth is there's always going to be like fake subscriptions like that, so I can't just like constantly be hung up on that. But with that, I need to figure out like how to advertise, because like my goal was that once I hit 500 I would open a Patreon page, which I did that last night. I just need to figure out like how to like advertise it without sounding like I'm begging for people to come over there, if that makes sense. As I say all the time, like, donations are not required in any way. They're barely even expected. So if you can't do it, that's fine. Don't worry yourself over it. I'm not holding it against you because you're not or anything. But I think it's a good idea to have multiple options for such a thing for those who do like it. And if I would have been going for damage only, I would have just lost. But then I just... damage list, that is. But and I'm jumping around in topics a lot here. I realized something like last night, that damage only in this game would be impossible, because you can't win against the first boss. He has to beat you. So you would just have to like make an exception there and be like, oh, here I can take damage. And like at that point, I feel like one exception just blows everything away. So what's the point? Anyway, yeah, so I did open that Patreon page. I'm gonna announce it on my Discord tonight, probably. I wanted to announce it on stream first. There's not a lot going on over there. Like, you don't even have to worry about like, oh, patrons are gonna get all this cool stuff that I can't get. Like, what the hell is that? It's like, that's not even really a thing. So they'll probably get like more input. Like, if I wind up with a lot of patrons, I'll probably start, like, if I can't decide what game to play, I might ask them first, for example. Stuff like that. Anyway. The game. The game is more important. Let me catch up with chat first. Yeah, Blue mentioned that she might be back later. She might not be able to hang out very long. That's fine. Hey Riley, how's it going? Hey Funk, how's it going? Hey JMT, how's it going? Hope everyone's week is going not awfully. Oblivion says, I'm just going to warn you, I may have to pass out early because I have an awful headache, and 2, I have a doctor's appointment. I'm sorry to hear about the headache. I deal with a lot of, like, sinus headaches and such, and, like, I actually have one tonight, and it's not super bad. It's enough that I can keep going here, but, yeah, sometimes they get really bad. So, my sympathies on that. And good luck with the doctor's appointment. I hope nothing serious is wrong. And yeah, this will probably be... This might be a bit shorter of a stream, because I don't think it's going to take me 4 hours to get through this game. Even if I pause a lot to just hang out with you guys, I don't think it's going to take me very long. So, but I will probably be here for at least, like, 2 or 3 hours, so... If you can make it back later, that's cool, I'll probably be here. And yeah, Riley, I love the X games. They have a really cool aesthetic. They have satisfying gameplay. They're very, like... I've compared Classic and X a bit while I was playing through the X games, and, like... Classic deals with a bit more, like, precision platforming, and it's a little bit slower. Whereas I think X is more about, like, the quote-unquote combat of, like, dealing with enemies. And yeah, you can't win this fight, so, like, damageless would be over right now. Which, it's really screwed up that in the remake he can actually kill you. What else am I missing? Coulter, how's it going? If I didn't say that already, I think I meant to, but I don't think I actually did. Gamerboy, how's it going? RSM Gaming, how's it going? And yeah, not really good etiquette to show up to a stream just to say, hey, I'm streaming. I'm also streaming. I didn't come to your stream and say, hey guys, I'm streaming. Thanks, Zero. Not only for saving my life, but, you know, the lecture. And yeah, I'd really recommend... Like, now's a good time to get into the Mega Man games if you have interest, because, like, both of the, you got 2 Legacy Collections for Classic, and you got 2 Legacy Collections for X. I'd highly recommend the first collection in both cases. Like, the first Legacy Collection for Classic has the first 6 games, they're all very solid. And then this one has the first 4 games, which are all very solid. The second collections are a little bit, like, more of a mixed bag. But, it's, like, if you like all of the other ones, then go for it, but I wouldn't start with those, is really my point there. So, if I'm doing Buster only, well, I still gotta kinda go here first, and get them boots. I was thinking about... So what I'm going to do for this run, like, I guess I was talking about other stuff and didn't really get to what exactly is going on here. I'm focusing on bosses, Buster only, because I feel like that is the impressive part. And I think doing true Buster only is going to cause too many complications in, like, a not fun way. Because... I figured out there's 3 upgrades you can't get unless you use weapons. Which is fine. 3 upgrades isn't that bad. It's 2 heart tanks and a sub-tank. Like, that's manageable, I think. But the fortresses are, like, kind of designed with the weapons in mind. So getting through some parts of the fortresses are gonna be, like, very, very difficult, if not borderline impossible. Oops, chat kills. So I'm gonna focus on bosses Buster only. I'm also gonna do what I did last time, where I'm not gonna get the arm cannon upgrade until the fortress, when Zero, like, forces you to take it. Damn it. I'm thinking about doing one that's I'm thinking about doing an upgrade list run at some point, but I don't know. Again, that seems like it's gonna make things, like, just too impossible. I might try it and see how far I can get. Like, maybe I'll do that tonight, like, after I do this, because I don't think this is gonna take all night. So maybe I'll try that afterwards. However, there are two upgrades that you have to get. Like I just mentioned, you have to get this one. There's no bypassing it. And then you have to get the cannon upgrade, because if you don't get it through the capsule, Zero gives it to you once you get to the fortress. Like, there's no avoiding it. But I could technically skip the helmet and the armor. And all of the heart tanks, and all of the sub-tanks. I really feel like all of the heart tanks and sub-tanks are gonna make, like, the final boss gauntlet especially, like, borderline impossible. But, yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot at some point. It's either that, or, like, maybe I'll just try and do X2. All, like, X2 bosses, Buster only, too. And then, like, X3, and... I mean, I kinda did X3 already. And I definitely did X4. I was also thinking about doing X4 upgrade list, because X4 is actually kinda easy. But I don't know, I probably shouldn't plan too far ahead here, because... I basically, for the first time in a while, I actually have my schedule kind of all planned out for the next couple days. I didn't update it on Discord yet, but I basically know what I'm going to be playing for the next couple nights. And then Monster Hunter's going to completely take over next week, so... I won't necessarily have room for a bunch of this stuff. Anyway. I see you, Colder. Don't worry. I'm rambling, but I'm not ignoring you. Honestly expected new 3DS to just be a better 3DS, but it actually had some exclusive. Yeah. Did it actually have some games that were only playable on new 3DS? I'm kind of surprised that they did that, to be honest. There weren't many, for sure. And yeah, Mon Hunter, not Mom Hunter. We're not that type of channel. RNG is the worst sometimes. Thank you. Yeah, the first time I played... when Legacy Collection came out... I'm just waiting in these fights sometimes. When the Legacy Collection first came out, I did X1 Buster only. And I basically did all of the bosses up until the final boss. That's the one I couldn't get done. And then when I was watching somebody else do it the other night, I realized I was kind of overthinking it. So that's why I was like, I need to try this again. Are you kidding me right now? That took way longer than it should have. He wasn't really playing nice. And yeah, I'm still really looking forward to Monster Hunter. On the other hand, taking a break from 3 feels pretty good. I think if I was trying to play 3 again tonight, I would have felt kind of burned out, like, bleh. But I'm glad I got a chance to get that in the evening slot. Give it some exposure so that people know what they're getting into. Yeah, I'm definitely still really looking forward to Generations. So yeah, like I said, I think my schedule's pretty much set for like the next like week and a half, at least. Well, let's go with week. Generations comes out on Tuesday. So yeah, this tonight. We're gonna get back to Kirby tomorrow. And then I think I'm gonna do Celeste on Saturday. Sunday's gonna be off. I'm not gonna say what I'm doing on Monday, because I'm not totally sure if I'm gonna commit to doing it or not. So that's gonna be a that's just gonna be a teaser for now. And then Tuesday will be Monster Hunter Generations. I think now I was gonna jump straight into multiplayer with Eno. Now I think I'm going Tuesday night. We're gonna focus on single player because just so we can more thoroughly get ready before we like really dig in. Because I don't know how long like tutorials are gonna take and such in that game. So I feel like if we go into it Tuesday night thinking we're going straight to multiplayer, it might not be that simple. It might not go that smoothly. So I think Tuesday night we're gonna focus on that. Well, I'm gonna focus on that. He has to work Tuesday night now, so that's what I'm gonna be doing Tuesday night. And then Wednesday night it's gonna be just the two of us hunting, I think. No, you're not overly hyped for Generations because you thought it was a while away? Yeah, it's next week. It's the 28th, I believe it is. And Coulter beat Darker Side? Nice. Are you gonna try and do it damageless or invisible or anything crazy like that? Or are you just satisfied with beating it for now? Anyway. That's about all I have planned for the schedule. For now. I'm not sure what it's going to be like after that. I need to look into some things to figure stuff out there. Whoa. That was sloppy. I tried to be, like, I tried to go fast and, like, dash across that, and then I realized that was a bad idea, like, halfway through, and it just completely threw me off. So, yeah, that was the thing that happened. Where'd the grabby guy go? Whatever. Classic case of overthinking it. Oh, you didn't like Generations because of how many quests there were? I mean, it depends on what type of quests. As long as they're big hunts, I don't really mind there being a lot of quests. But the little quests, like deliver eggs and like catch 3 fish and kill 12 boars, like those are really dumb. I don't care for those. As long as it's not a bunch of shit like that, I'm gonna be good. Even if it's kill 50 Rathalos, I would take that over the weird, like, one-off stuff. Which I hope it's not that either, because I really hate it when the game is just like, here, kill 50 of the same monster. Because typically you're going to be deciding to kill those monsters a lot anyway to get equipment, so like, forcing it is, like, not great design. Oops, that was dumb. I mean, I don't know, I'm kind of okay with there being a lot of quests. I guess it depends on if you're talking single player or multiplayer. Because I hate it when the multiplayer quests involve stuff like gathering eggs. Like, that shit's stupid. And keep the focus on the big hunts. For single player, that sort of stuff is fine. In moderation, as long as there's not too much of it. Okay. It doesn't really matter what order I do stuff in, to be honest, because Buster only. So I'm mostly thinking about what order I can go in terms of upgrades. So I'm doing this one because then I can get the heart tank in the chameleon stage when I go to get the armor. That's possible. But I think I heard there's also, like, 4 had a really big end game, right? It had, like, G rank or whatever, and I heard Generations doesn't have that. So they might have added more quests to compensate for that. And I don't know if Ultimate fixes that. Ooh, all the health. Alright, Coulter. Sounds good to me. That's usually what I'm doing while I'm lurking. And feel free to share some of that doodling on the art channel on the Discord if you'd like to. So I think last time I just did this. Oh, I'm taking a lot of damage from that though. That's a bad idea. Never mind. Seemed like a good idea at the time, because then I wouldn't have to worry about being dragged into spikes. Like that. It's kind of amazing to me how horribly awry this boss can go. It's like such a simple concept, and it's just, it kills so easy. Well, that I can deal with. No, 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 no. Oh, jeez. Alright. That could have gone worse. Could have gone better, too, but could have gone worse. I've definitely had playthroughs of this game where I've, like, game overed on that thing because it's just not playing nice. Hey, Seven, how's it going? I hope, I think you said you were teaching grammar today. I hope that went well. Ow! I really need that armor. And more health. So you can just, like, jump on this guy's back and kill him. But I don't know, sometimes that makes me feel kind of unsafe, so... It worked out pretty well this time, though. I'll take it. Is that like... Did it go badly because he just didn't feel like learning, or did it go badly because he just wasn't getting it? Because it's two very different... This one's really easy, because you can basically just stand here and he never touches you. I kind of do want to try and do Buster only of, like, X2 and maybe do X3 somehow. Like, I kind of already did X3 Buster only, so that one feels kind of dumb. But I don't know. These games are a lot of fun. They're fun to get lost in, so... I should probably turn my attention over to Classic, because I didn't really play a whole lot of those. I haven't played a lot of them on stream, is what I'm getting at. So, Generations Ultimate's only coming out on Switch, isn't it? Or is it coming out on 3DS, too? Well, if it is, I don't think I knew that. Definitely Switch, though. I actually noticed this morning my 3DS is, like, literally collecting dust, because I never touch it. It's just sitting back there. I mean, now it's not dusty, because I dusted it off, but... But yeah, definitely Switch for multiple reasons. One is because I want to be able to stream it. Two is, like, I don't know, I would just rather play it on my Switch. I don't think I'm gonna make it through this one. I might need more tanks to do this. Kinda wasn't thinking. Yeah, because I only have half a tank. I don't think this one's gonna go well. I might have to come back for this. Okay, I can't decide if this is a good pattern or a bad pattern. Not really feeling good about this. Uh-oh. That contact damage is the last thing I want to take. Yeah, I think I need a little bit more health to pull this one off. Or more tanks. Or something. Hey Scarlet, how's it going? I'd hope I draw them pretty well. I've been drawing them for like 20 years. I should definitely have those guys down pat. I would actually love it if he did more of this attack, because that's really easy to deal with. Gives me a nice time to charge up, a good opening to hit him with something. Easy to dodge, etc. Whoops. Oh my god, did you stop? Holy cow, you spammer. Get lost. See, people... The whole thing with Mega Man is that the bosses are supposed to have patterns, right? Some of them don't really have patterns. Like... It's a little bit more erratic, and there is such a thing as them playing nice. That does sound like you have your hands full, 7. Alright, let's go get this armor. That'll alleviate a lot. There's probably a lot of stuff with these fights that's really easy to deal with that I'm not used to dealing with because I'm not used to doing it Buster only. I usually just power through with weakness weapons, so... That was interesting. Whoops. So was Generations Ultimate already out on 3DS, or is it coming out on 3DS? Because I actually checked Amazon for Generations Ultimate on 3DS, because I was curious about, like, price. And it didn't, and they didn't have it. Like, they didn't even have a listing for it. I thought it did come out on 3DS, but... This guy's also playing very nice. Very nice. wonder if it's better to charge or rapid fire. I feel like rapid fire is more of a classic series thing. Oh, he finally used another attack. Sneaky. Hell, he used an attack. I hardly consider jumping an attack. Sure, collision damage is ruthless, but... yeah, Chameleon isn't too bad, but he's another one that can definitely, like, not play nice. Thank you. So what do you guys think? Should I skip the upgrades that I need to use weapons to get? That's not that big of a disadvantage. My bigger concern is that there are parts of the fortress that doing them without weapons is going to be an enormous pain in the ass. And that's the part that I don't like the thought of doing. And if I'm going to make one exception, I might as well just, like, throw that part out the window. Tanks. 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 Should be able to get some good tank fillage here too. That's right, fillage. Hey Riley, welcome back. I was asking if when Ultimate came out on 3DS. Also, I'm curious if they have crossplay, because I know 3 Ultimate on Wii U and 3DS were able to play together. Because that might be kind of appealing if... because I have a friend who's kind of interested in picking up Monster Hunter, but kind of turned off by the $60 price tag, which I totally understand. And if he could get it on 3DS and... well, he doesn't have a 3DS though, never mind, that doesn't work. But still, if people were interested in getting the 3DS version to save a little bit of money, would they still be able to play, or is that a no-no? I'm kind of assuming they can't, even though the series has done that before. I mean, Ultimate definitely came out on 3DS in Japan. I don't know if it came out in America. I think that might have been Japan only, but I could totally be wrong on that. Honestly, the armor helps a lot with this guy. If it wasn't for the armor, this would probably be a total nightmare. Like, if I really wanted to make this a very difficult challenge, armorless would probably be the way to go. Not even necessarily upgradeless or weaponless. It would probably be no armor. That would probably be the way to... No armor and potentially no heart tanks would probably make it as hard as possible. Let's look into this really quick. No, the 3DS version only came out in Japan, so yeah, that kind of sucks. So even that option's not open. Yeah, exactly. No heart tanks and no armor. You'd probably die to a lot of bosses in like 4 hits. It would be really tough. Go here, because then I can get another sub-tank. Yeah, I don't know, like... I'm probably overthinking it, because a lot of people that haven't grown up with these games probably watch this and think it's amazing that I can even beat it, let alone fight the bosses with no weaknesses. But I'm still like, I don't know, I'm making exceptions that's making it like not nearly as hard as it could be. And it could potentially be even more impressive. I want to get this just to like show it off about how freaking hard it is, but I'm not going to get the actual, I'm not actually going to take the upgrade. Oh, I had it. Yeah, getting that upgrade is an enormous pain in the ass. But you don't have to get it here, because Zero will give it to you later. So that's like part of the challenge I'm putting on myself, is that I can't get that until they force me to take it. But that's a really hard thing to do. But I kind of like the design of that, because it's so hard, but it's kind of like you're getting it early, you know? Because if you play through the game and you never get that, you're still getting the cannon later, and you probably think that's the only place to get it. But really, there's a way to get it early. Did I screw this up? There we go. Oh, I just didn't go get it yet. Although, I kind of feel like I might have forgotten it. So thank you for pointing it out. I feel like there's a chance that I would have completely forgotten it to go get this. I was more so thinking sub-tank. I was like, I need to go get that. Nice shot, Dick. I'm probably not going to continue playing 3U, to be honest. I thought about if anybody has 4, that I might play 4 off stream. Like, I might do that, like, I have like Discord nights where we just hang out and play 4. But no, my attention will pretty much fully go on Generations at that point. Yeah, I'd have to see just how much interest there is in it. I feel like that could be fun, because I'm kind of worried that, like, forcing myself to save Generations for playing on stream, I'm gonna want to be playing it more, is the thing. So, by considering it an on-stream game, am I gonna constantly be like, should I play through 4 at the same time, off-stream, so that it gives me, like, I can still scratch that itch? Yeah, we'll see how much interest there is in it. This guy's easy. Like, he's really easy. Yeah, like I said, we'll see what happens there. Realistically, there might be enough to do in Generations that I don't have to worry about it. Because, like the smaller quests we were talking about, like going and retrieving eggs and like killing off like a small number of monsters and harvest tours, if those still exist, all of that stuff I can do off stream. And if I need to grind a particular monster for like upgrades, I can do that off stream too. Okay. I guess something that's kind of cool is there's not as much backtracking if I'm not going to go back for the upgrades that I need certain weapons to get. But part of me thinks if I'm making an exception and saying I'm gonna use weapons in the fortress, that I might as well just get all the upgrades. Ooh, so much fillage. Hey Dino, how's it going? And really, I think the same offer would be open for Generations. If there's a bunch of viewers that want to play Generations, I could do that, like, on Discord after streams some nights. Or even on weekends, we could do it in the morning or something. Like, if somebody needs help with a certain urgent quest or something, I could just be like, well, how about Saturday morning we will do that on Discord. We won't do that on stream, though. But then, I don't know, in some cases I'd be okay with doing them on stream, too. But, I was talking probably last night about how there's gonna be, like, different types of Monster Hunter streams. Because I'm gonna do streams where I'm playing through the solo campaign. There's gonna be streams where I'm playing with, like, select hunters, but then I also want to do streams where, like, anybody can play. And if anybody needs help with anything, like, we can do stuff like that, too. So I never knew you could get in front of this thing. Fun story. Did I forget to get the sub-tank? No, I got it. Okay. But yeah, as a result, it's I would say, like, less than half of the Monster Hunter streams are going to be open for anybody to play, so I would definitely be down for doing that off-stream at some points. If regulars are really like, hey, can you help with such and such a hunt or something, we could definitely do that sort of stuff off-stream. Because it's going to be a game that I'm going to want to play. It's not going to be a game where I'm going to stop streaming. I'm going to be like, nah, I don't want to play Monster Hunter anymore. It's like, no, I'm going to want to continue to play it, so... Yeah, it's tough, Scarlet, because it's Monster Hunter. That's part of what Monster Hunter is grinding. So I don't want to I don't want to go too crazy with like, oh, we'll only do this on stream, or we'll only do like story progression on stream, because ultimately a lot of the game is going to come down to not that. Especially on, like, viewers can play nights. Because a lot of people tend to want to grind, like, the same armor sets. So it's gonna be a lot of, like, Rathalos hunting and shit. And, like, on that note, there might be a lot of viewer nights where people are like, hey, can we hunt Rathalos? And I'm just gonna be like, I don't really want to. Tired of fighting Rathalos, so no, not tonight. In fact, that might be a good precedent to set. Is that, like, if anybody asks if they want to play or if we can help with something, I'll have to ask what they want help with first, before I commit. Because if it's just our 17th Zinogre kill for the night, I'm gonna be like, we just did, like, that's what we were doing all night. Which, again, that can be like, oh, well, we can do it off-stream sometime. I'm playing a little overly careful here, to be honest. Yeah, somebody told me that Generations Ultimate has like 90-some monsters, so there's gonna be variety for sure. But if anybody's like, wow, I really want to make this armor set, I really want to make this weapon. Like, the thing with Nibblesnarf last night was a good example, because we killed Nibblesnarf, like, at least twice, and I only got one of the items I needed for an upgrade. So, like, that could have potentially taken, like, 2 or 3 more kills for me to get everything I needed. So I actually didn't realize that if you hit him with, if he blocks a charge shot, he does that. So using charge shots on him is actually a really bad idea, because it just gives him an opportunity to attack. Ooh, I'm getting some good hits in there. I think it'll be interesting too, because I've been avoiding looking at the list of monsters because I want there to be surprises, but I have to assume there's going to be a bunch in there that I've never even seen before, because I've only played 3 and 4. I haven't played the first one, I haven't played 2. I don't know if there are any other major installments that, like, added monsters, because I don't know if, like, there was that online one before World. That might have had some unique stuff in it. So I think there's going to be a lot of, like, new stuff to experience, too, which is exciting. Frontier, that's it. I thought it was called Freedom for some reason. Small part of me wants to go, like, PSP emulation's really good. Part of me wants to go, download the first 2 games and play them just a little bit. Just to see, like, how far has it come? Oh, that's alright. Like, they can't all be... Like, they can't all be kept secret, you know? And it's hard for anyone to know what I may already know about. And there's a lot of monsters that I can assume are going to be in it. I guess I'll do Mandrill last. I'm still not sure if I'm going to grab those last upgrades or not. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Yeah, Rathian and Rathalos, I would assume, like, of course they're going to be in it, because I'm pretty sure they're in every one. I'd assume Deviljho's going to be there. I have a feeling Gormagala and that other one from 4 are probably going to be back. Ceregios, or whatever we were saying how to pronounce it. I have a feeling he'll be back. I am assuming Diablos is going to be in there. But then there's even a bunch of stuff from 3 and 4 that I've forgotten about, so it's gonna be fun, I think. I think there's gonna be a lot of, wow, I've never heard of this monster. There's gonna be a lot of, wow, I forgot this guy existed. There's probably monsters in 4 that I never even fought, to be honest. Because it had that weird, like... I forget what it was called. Where you, like... It was kind of an open world area. And they were like a different type of hunt. I really forget what they were called. But, like, there were probably some monsters in there that I never even fought. It's one of the worst parts. I hate those enemies so much. And take it easy, Scarlet. Sorry that I missed that. If you're still here. Expeditions, that's it. Expeditions definitely had exclusives. There were definitely monsters that you could only find there. I don't remember what any of them were called, but there was like that big gray thing that had like crystals on its back or something. I'm pretty sure that was Expedition only. There was that one asshole that was basically like the worst of Rathian and Rathalos and Kiropeko all combined into one. I don't remember what his name was either. There were, I'm pretty sure there were exclusives there. There was that unicorn thing. I think that was only in Expeditions. So I could technically get this one, I just don't know how. Like, you have to do some real crazy wall jump trickery to get up there. I have no idea how to do that. Rathian and Rathalos are almost identical. Rathalos can't poison. And Rathalos spits fire a lot more often. There's a few other differences, but like they're pretty subtle. Design-wise, they're basically just different colors, yeah. You can't jump down to get that item. You have to use other weapons to get it. So I think I'm just going to not. I think I'm going to stick with Buster only and not do that, even though I'm probably going to use some weapons in the fortresses, because shit sucks. And hey, Logan, by the way, sorry that I missed you. Sometimes names like blur together and I kind of only see what people are saying. Yeah, I think that's true too. I think Rathian doesn't fly around quite as much. But yeah, pretty subtle. From a viewer perspective, people watching are gonna be like, this is the same monster, but a different color. Which is kind of stupid, because both of them have, like, multiple color variations. So that's part of why the game gets annoying with, like, God, I have to fight Rathalos again. Because there's freaking, like, 6 of them, if you count Rathalos, Rathian, and how many color variations they both have. Because there's a pink Rathian, there's a blue Rathalos, there's a golden Rathalos, there's a silver Rathian. Like, why? It's unnecessary. I might have the gold and silver reversed, by the way. Would you stop it? Are you through? What on earth? He's trolling right now. Aside from that spastic teleportation spam, he actually played pretty nicely, though.
Yeah, there's way too many. Way too many. That's definitely, like, it's iconic, but I get so sick of fighting that monster, because
between all the variations and how many times the game sends you after them, it gets so boring. It's like, oh good, this asshole again. Yeah, I actually forgot about that. That was part of my trouble with the underwater fights in 3, is that I kind of, after a while, I'm just like, enough. You have to fight Lagiacrus so often. It's really dumb. Exaggerated by the fact that everybody has to do the urgent quest themselves, like, you can't get shared credit for that shit, so that doesn't help either. Good weapon energy. That's just what I wanted. Regularly forget that some of this stuff just doesn't die very easy. That's basically what you have to do for the one in Quanger's stage. I've seen speedrunners do it. They do this crazy dash wall jump trickery that I'm just like, what? Are you some sort of god? Like, what on earth? Or you can just use Shotgun Ice, or you can use Quanger's weapon. But I think I'm gonna commit to that, to the whole Buster only thing. Hey, beautiful. How's it going? I was sad that I missed your triumphant victory the other morning. I was lurking, but I had it muted, and I wasn't like... I tabbed back at some point and saw that you were done. Oh. Ow. I'm not doing very well on this guy. Whoa. That was interesting. I don't think I knew that charge shots could make him flinch like that. Okay, so I'm gonna have to tank on this one. So, there's 2 sections in the fortress. One of them I can do Buster only. It's gonna suck, but I'm pretty sure I can do it. The other one, I'm gonna try Buster only, but I think I might use a weapon to get through it because it's really stupid. And I'm pretty sure they designed it with weapon usage in mind, so... Otherwise... I have everything that I am allowed to get within the realm of needing to use, or like everything I can get without using weapons. So I missed a heart tank in Penguin's stage because I need to use Mammoth's weapon. I got his heart tank. I'm missing a sub-tank in Mandrill's stage because you need Quanger's weapon, and I'm missing the heart tank in Quanger's stage because you need Quanger's weapon. I think it's possible with that amount, though. I don't think I necessarily need those last 2 heart tanks or that last sub-tank. We'll see, though. If this goes horribly wrong, I might go back and get them. Until I accidentally switch weapons like that. I'm surprised that's only the first time that's happened. But I didn't fire a shot off, so we good. This part is made way easier with weapons. I'm gonna try not to. Gave me some health at least. Oh my goodness, that almost went very, very, very south very fast. So yeah, possible. Just a pain in the ass. Usually I use homing missiles to take out those annoying guys, or I just throw the shield on and just kind of power through it. Generations Ultimate is on 3DS, but it only came out in Japan, and it was known as Monster Hunter Cross Cross. Double Cross. Ultimate. Something. Arcade Edition. It was out on 3DS, but it was only in Japan. So you were right, but you were also wrong. Why am I bothering charging up? I don't have to do that, because I still can't beat this guy! I thought Ultimate was on 3DS, but I guess it was just that I was thinking of the Japanese version. I thought it had come out in America too, but I guess not. They probably didn't bother because they realized they could just do Switch instead. Even though it took them a freaking year to do that. I mean, it gets really confusing with Capcom and all their re-releases and shit. It's like, yeah, it's a lot to keep track of. I kind of like the fact that Monster Hunter 4 kind of only came out twice. It was just Monster Hunter 4 and Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, whereas 3 is like, it's Monster Hunter Tri, but then it's also Monster Hunter Portable 3rd, and then it's also Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, and why is it not Tri Ultimate? Why is it not non-portable 3rd? Like, what is with their naming schemes? I'm getting my ass kicked. This is horrible. What's going on? This is very bad. Horrible. I guess we're gonna do it. He takes a lot of damage, though, from being real. So this is actually not that big of a deal. He takes a lot of damage from charge shots. Yeah, now they do. It took Capcom a while to warm up. But now they realize that it's worth supporting. They were very happy with their comfort zone on 3DS. Square Enix was kind of doing the same thing. Again, they're kind of coming around, but it's taken them a while. Yeah, so now I do have the Buster upgrade, because now I have no choice. And then this is the part that I don't know if I'm going to be able to do Buster only. This part's really stupid. I might just have to, like, damage boost through everything. Honestly, he doesn't get enough invincibility frames, which is what makes this stupid. And then every time you fall down, everything respawns. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Ah, shit. Oh my god. Yeah, this is... I'm not doing this. This is so stupid. This is, like, deliberately designed to not be possible. It's just, like, it's made to make you use weapons. Like, oh, you thought you were clever. Trying to challenge yourself with Buster only. It's not that long either, but like the fact that you get hit and you drop like a mile down and then everything respawns like makes it so stupid. And then you have to fight a boss at the end of it. Like that seems fair. Like that's so dumb. That's the one part I'm gonna draw the line on. Like that's just no, not doing it. It's just too dumb. And it's one of those things that doesn't prove anything, because it's not about being good, it's about how much bullshit are you willing to put up with. Whoops. That's interesting. Are we doing this again? Get fucked. Are you kidding me? I'm not, like, he's gonna kill me, and then I'm gonna have to do that whole section all over again. Yep. Ooh, that didn't hit me. That did, though. And yeah, JMT, but it still took them way too long. It took Capcom and Square Enix way too long to get on board. Like, it had already proven that that was it. It wasn't going to be another Wii U. And it still took them like a year after that to be like, oh, I guess we're gonna support this now. Like, even this section is like, what the hell? Well, I'd argue the difference there is that even though Capcom and Square Enix are coming around, they're kind of like porting stuff. Pokemon was like, no, we're gonna make like an actual game. Hang in there. I mean, I guess they ported Pokken Tournament. No, I was talking about that a bit earlier. Like, PSP emulation's actually like pretty good. So I'm tempted to like go grab 1 and 2 and play them, like, just for the sake of being like, I've played them. At least a little bit. 3 was my first one. But I don't know, is it worth playing 1 and 2? Bastard. Yeah, I played a demo of Try, and I didn't like it. And I think part of that was Wii controls, because I didn't have like a classic controller or anything yet at that point, so I was using like the weird fucking waggle controls, which were terrible. Stupid. But one of them dropped health, so I'll take it. Yeah, I really hope Square Enix gets their shit together, because I want to care about Square Enix games, you know? Like, those are games that I want to be excited about, but their constant, like, PS4 only bullshit just makes me not give a shit. Even then, I don't know if it's PS4 only. I think they actually do put some stuff on Xbox. But even still, it's like, that just makes me not care. Like, I think they're missing out on a very big audience because of people that don't want to buy, like, multiple consoles. This boss is way easier than a lot of people give it credit for. Crap. A lot of people are like, this boss is so hard, and I'm just kind of like, no, it's not. How easy this is. Bye. He hit me, what, twice? Yeah, which granted, how many games do Square Enix make that are traditional turn-based RPGs anymore? So, would putting Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 15 and the 7 remake on Switch, like, matter? Because they might not necessarily be what that audience is looking for anyway. But I don't know. A lot of people are like really in love with the Switch, and like they're willing to buy games again just to have them on Switch. So I feel like they try and act like, oh well, you know, Final Fantasy 15's already out, so porting it isn't really, you know, like it's old news already. It's like they ported fucking Skyrim to Switch. Just do it, you lazy fucks. Like. They're lazy and elitist, and it becomes more and more obvious. Like, with the Wii U, it was already obvious, but with the Switch now, like, at least with Wii U, you could be like, well, yeah, the Wii U's not doing so well, so they have a point. But now with the Switch, it's like, what are you guys waiting for? Like, really? What are you waiting for? Well, yeah, but my point is just that Skyrim is old, and that didn't stop them. They put fucking Payday 2 and LA Noire on Switch. Like, yet they act like, well, Final Fantasy 15's development's over, so we can't port it to anything else. That is a bullshit excuse, and they know it. And what irritates me with that mindset is they come out with those bullshit excuses knowing that some people are gonna be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, people don't question that shit enough. People should hear an excuse like that on Final Fantasy 15, and they should be like, that's a bullshit excuse, because it is a bullshit excuse. But for some reason, people are like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's like, no, it doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. They just don't want to, for whatever reason. Then you have people that try and defend the developers and say, well, I'm sure they want to work on something else. So let the guy in charge work on something else. He doesn't have to supervise the port. Like, that doesn't make sense. You think if they port Super Mario Maker to Switch, do you think Miyamoto is going to be involved a lot in that? Probably not, because he doesn't have to be. Like, it's a porting. Like, he doesn't have to do anything. Like, he probably still will, because Nintendo, like, puts that amount of effort into everything, but he doesn't have to be. It's not, like, unless they're actually making changes, then that's one thing, but if it's just a port like Captain Toad was, then he doesn't have to be involved. It's not about, like, them getting a break. Because they still can get a break. Like, that's ridiculous logic. A lot of the problem is that, like, the average gamer doesn't understand how game development works at all. So they'll take any excuse that a company gives them, and they'll just be like, oh, okay. Like, That's reasonable. When in reality, it often is not reasonable at all. And sometimes you can tell they're making up excuses because they know they can get away with it. They're like, people will believe this. One of my favorite ones, and this one is like... A lot of people will benefit of the doubt on this and say I'm being too cruel. But if you look at Capcom with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, they claim that they didn't do DLC for Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and decided to instead re-release it as Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom because of the fact that during development there was a tsunami that hit Japan, and it was a very big tsunami. It caused a lot of damage. That's a believable excuse, except for the fact that over at Nintendo, they were releasing, like, fucking Pokemon X. They weren't affected at all. They were like, whatever, we're still gonna put Pokemon out, because that's what we're gonna fucking do. You can tell Capcom was just using that as an excuse. That actually didn't have anything to do with development. They just knew people would hear that, and they'd be like... They were playing the sympathy card. They were just trying to get people to be like, oh man, that sucks, I hope everything's okay over there. To take as long as you need on that development. And it's like, but you could tell it was an excuse because it didn't affect other developers at all. Like, other developers were moving about their business like nothing out of the ordinary happened. But no, Capcom was like, oh, well, we have to completely cancel DLC. What? That doesn't make sense. That wasn't why they did it. They did it probably because it was troubled development and it was taking too damn long. Or they just wanted to resell the entire game and charge another $60 for it. Which is very Capcom, so... But yeah, people ate that excuse up. They were like, "Oh yeah, that's what went wrong." And yeah, you can't argue with Mother Nature. It's like you can't argue with Mother Nature, but you can argue with people using it as an excuse. That's bullshit. RNG strikes again. I was watching somebody play this the other night, and somebody said something about RNG, and they were like, there's no RNG in this game. You're just bad. No, this game's fucking chock full of RNG. You're full of shit if you think there's not RNG in this game. And yeah, JMT, there's a lot of companies that are willing to take games and port them these days. And they're doing a very good job of it. So, that's another reason those excuses don't fly. It's almost like those big companies like Square Enix are too proud to ask a company to help with something like that. So they're like, well, either we're gonna do it or we're not gonna do it at all. And it's like, it's dumb. It's dumb. And hey, beautiful, welcome back. We were talking about developers being lazy and coming up with excuses, and people, like, completely buying those excuses. And then I was bitching about how there's a lot of RNG in this game, and that people think there isn't, because they're dumb. This freaking guy is gonna kill me, for no freaking reason. Yeah, Square Enix and Capcom, which, like, Capcom is getting better about it, but... And so is Square Enix, to be fair, but not as much as they could be. I was specifically talking about the fact that when they were asked about putting Final Fantasy 15 on Switch, they were like, development's over. Like, it's too late for that. And it's like, no, it's not. That's bullshit. A bullshit excuse. But when they said, oh, it's too late, development's over, we don't have, like, the resources to do it, people don't understand how game development works, so they hear that and they're like, oh, okay, that sounds like a reasonable excuse. When in reality, it's not. Also, I pointed this out when I played through this game the first time, and I'm gonna point it out again because it's incredible. This boss is named Rangda Bangda. Rangda Bangda. Rangda Bangda. Bears repeating. I'm probably not going to beat it in one go, because I think I have too low of health, especially because I keep doing stupid shit like that. Ow. Yeah, exactly, JMT. The truth of the matter was they didn't want to do it. Whether that was they didn't want to touch the game anymore, or they still hold a grudge with Nintendo over shit that happened in the 90s. They had their reasons for why they didn't want to do it, but they realized that was going to sound incredibly childish if they were like, we're still pissed about what happened with Final Fantasy VII on the SNES disc drive, so we're not going to fucking do it, because fuck Nintendo. If they said that, people would have been like, wow, you guys are fucking childish. But that's what it was. It's stupid shit like that. Or the Switch wasn't performing well enough yet. And they were like, we don't believe it yet. So they just came up with some excuse of like, like, development's over, we don't have the resources to do it. And people were like, I guess that makes sense. Resources aren't finite. Thanos taught us that. Well, at the time, Infinity War wasn't out yet, but you know what I mean. God. Doing, like, really bad. Really bad. I'm, like, not focused at all. I think because I'm more interested in talking at this point than in playing. I see chat moving in my peripheral vision, and I'm like, God, what's everybody saying? Can't see. Must focus on Rangda Bangda. I want to be careful here. I don't want to blow up the nose, because then I'm going to have to deal with the eye with the walls closed, and that sucks. There we go. I think we're in the clear now. But I don't know, sometimes people are, like, surprisingly not accepting of excuses. Look at Mighty Number 9. Like, they threw every excuse at us they could, and people were just not taking that. They were like, no, we're not buying it. Although, on the other hand, part of that might have been that they weren't giving us excuses. For a lot of Mighty Number 9's development, they were very much, like, people would ask about it, and they would just be like, that's how it is. Like, they didn't have excuses. They were just like, it's just, you know, we'll do it when we want to. So that might have been part of why people were like, fuck this? That was stupid. This asshole again. Ow. And stupid. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Yeah, gotcha. 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 Can we just, like, do this for forever? This would be cool. Nah. As I pointed out earlier, if you dare to hit him with a charge shot, he, like, doesn't counter thing. So it's, like, actually better to rapid fire, even though it takes forever. You have to have, like... Are we really doing this? I guess this is what we're doing. This is a little bit more trying, but... he's, like, not really playing nice. Yeah, I can see how X has a bit of a Sonic vibe to it. I don't think you're wrong there. Because it's very momentum based. Like there is a lot of like momentum gameplay, which I think is why the X games are such popular speedrunning games. Because the dashing creates a lot of interesting momentum. And the classic games don't have that. Like I was saying earlier, the classic games are a lot more like precision platforming, like slow and steady. And that's not X. X is more about like blasting through these huge areas that are filled with enemies. It's a very different feel. I don't have any tanks, do I? Very barely. This is not going well. You bastard! I didn't think he was gonna do that. This is what I was saying earlier about how, like, people think of Mega Man bosses as having patterns, but, like, these guys kinda don't. They can be very unpredictable at times. Jeez. Can I just, like, pressure him like that? No, eventually he'll still get a hit in. Yeah, exactly, beautiful. This is more about, like, they kind of have tells. It's almost more like Monster Hunter in a weird way. Like, it's more about reading what they're gonna do than knowing the pattern, and then reacting accordingly. Classic is very much about learning their pattern, sometimes learning how their pattern changes when you're using their weakness weapon, because that's how some of the games work, is that, like, using their weakness weapon changes their pattern. This is very much more about, like, reactions. Because they can do so many different things. And yeah, like I said, I heard somebody the other night saying about how this game doesn't have RNG, and I was like, you are full of shit. Like, it is packed full of RNG. The fact that Armadillo stood there for like a full 30 seconds just shooting his headcannon is like, do you need more evidence than that? Like, I've never seen him do that, but that's what RNG can do. Crap. How did I beat him, like, easily the first time, and now I'm having so much trouble? What changed? And, yeah, the first night I streamed this, I tried to do Buster Only. I made it all the way up to the final boss, and I could not get the final boss done with Buster Only, because the RNG was not playing nice. Like, it was the worst RNG. And then when I surrendered and said I'm just gonna use the weakness weapon, the RNG was perfect. It did everything I needed it to do. I think I didn't use a single sub-tank when I finally beat it, like, with the weakness weapon. Because I just didn't need to. It didn't put me in danger. Meanwhile, Buster Only attempts, I was going through 4 tanks like it was nothing. Come on. That's true. The first time I fought this guy, there wasn't a whole lot going on in chat yet. Nope. He lasted just a little bit too long, and I have a hard time reading his pattern once reading the bouncing pattern once he gets offset. That's alright, that's the first fight in that fortress, so I didn't lose a ton of time. Hey Trust, how's it going? And yeah, the final boss in this game is really punishing, so I don't think anyone would blame you for having a lot of trouble with it. And it's mostly because of the RNG. Those freaking, yeah, those freaking hands can just do so many different things, and it throws so many wrenches into the gears. It's ridiculous. Mega Man 7 has a much better boss in terms of difficulty, because it's actually difficult, it's not RNG. Like, it's actually, like, a difficult pattern to, like, learn, and it's challenging, and you feel like you're learning. With the X final boss, that's the only problem with this game, I think, is that the final boss is a total RNG fest. Otherwise, I think it's an incredibly well-made game. Can we not? I feel like he might have just played nicer the first time, too. Fuck me. How did none of those shots hit him? Come on. I'm kind of mixed on the rest of the X games because, like, in terms of difficulty, I think X3 is really hard, but the upgrades are also, like, they're really powerful, and they make it a lot easier. If you don't get the upgrades, it's really hard, but... And X2, I don't know, I think I might try and do X2 Buster only. I think that could be a decent fun challenge. I have to think about, like, would I be able to do it like this, or would I purely focus on bosses? Oh god, that X2 would suck Buster only. You need to use weapons to get like two of the upgrades, at least. I think you'd only be able to get the boots and the helmet without using weapons. And even then the boots are going to be really hard. So I don't know about that. That might be I'm just going for the bosses. Buster only. I want to say this guy's probably one of the hardest bosses when it comes to Buster only. Because you have to be like so unrelentless. X4 is really good. It's kind of easy, but I like the atmosphere. Like the graphics, the graphical style is really nice. The music's really awesome. Like it's one of my favorites, even though it's kind of easy.
That's no problem, Trust.
I don't expect anybody to be here all the time. Gotta do what you gotta do. And hey League, how's it going? And yeah, we did hit
10 likes. Let me smack that pixel button quick.
I also have somebody chatting me up on Discord. Let me see if that's important quick. And yeah, it's what, 4 more days for you and 5 more days for us, I think. Because of how, like, weird time works. Phone lighting up. That's probably battery being charged. Alright, I can go back to using charge shots on this guy, and it should be easy. Yeah, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I think I might try and do X2 Buster only at some point, because that's the only one I didn't put some sort of challenge on myself for when I was playing it. X3 I did Buster only, for the most part. Some of the final bosses get really hard, so I said screw it to that, but... And then X4 I did a Buster only run. And if I get Legacy Collection 2, I'm probably not going to do Buster-only runs, because I don't know those games very well. But the first 4 games I love, so I know them enough that I was able to do stuff like that. Alright, we got RNG Chameleon. Am I going to have to bust out an Aaron Hansen? Sting Chameleon, fuck. Crap. This is gonna come down to the wire. No! And yeah, I hate it when you're like trying to launch a shot while you're on a wall and it goes in the wrong way. Definitely hate that shit. Oh, come on. Well, it could be useful. Perhaps more useful than the health. Whatever. Let's keep moving. I never got into the Zero games too much. I remember that they were pretty good, but I don't know, they didn't captivate me like the other Mega Man series have. Battle Network was my jam. They need to release a collection of that now. This is like going so poorly because he's not playing nice. Again, the first time I fought him, he played really nice. It was such a smooth kill. Now he's like just being so difficult. Get out of here with that. You Sting Chameleon fuck. Damn it. Yeah, so I replayed all 6 Battle Network games about a year ago. because it had been, like, basically at least a decade since I played through them all. Like, despite the fact that I love them so much, it was like, wow, I haven't played these games in a really long time. I should replay them all and remember why I love them. And, like, I do still love them a lot. And I had actually never played 5, so, like, that was cool to sit down and play that finally. And I actually liked 5 quite a bit. A lot of people don't, but I thought it was pretty fun. And yeah, 3 is stupid hard for, like, no particular reason. It doesn't make sense it's so hard. And it not only is it hard, but the difficulty curve is all over the damn place. Like, it's not a gradual difficulty curve, it's just, for some reason, like, 4 of the bosses are impossibly hard. For, like, no reason at all. I completely forgot about that until I replayed it, and then I was like, wow, what is going on with this game? Thanks, X. I'm starting to really lose patience with this shit. Damn it. I actually don't like this charge shot. I want the original charge shot back. I feel like I was doing better with that. Well, Battle Network 4 was the one that made you play it a lot, which I'm kind of mixed on. Because it had this weird, like, New Game Plus formula where you had to play through the game, like, at least 3 times to get everything. It was kind of dumb. Like, I liked it at the time, but now, like, when I replayed it, like, last year, I was kind of like, this one's kind of whatever. Like, it's kind of short, like, there's not a whole lot going on. Might be my least favorite now, but it did introduce, like, the souls, which were pretty fun. I might actually have to go, like, fill up my sub-tanks. Like, that might be my problem, is I'm not able to get through a lot of this stuff without tanks. Don't even think about it. I'm trying to, like, prioritize getting hit by spikes, which sounds dumb, but those only do 1 hit point of damage, whereas other attacks do a lot of damage. How many lives do I have left? If I run out of lives, I think I'm gonna leave and go fill up my sub-tanks. I guess I could try to farm the bats here, maybe? Damn it. But then, like, whenever I mess up, it's gonna set me back. I mean, that helped. That's a nice filling up. Yeah, I'm gonna try this for a few minutes. I'm gonna try and farm these bats for health and see how it goes. Fill up my tanks a bit. Trust watching 2 videos at once. Last night I was watching 4 streams at once. I was saying that, like, I wish YouTube had a picture-in-picture feature for people that like to do that. Because I could have technically resized all of the windows to fit on one screen, but it wouldn't have been elegant. It would be cool if they just kind of let you do that. Because I'll often do that. Because I usually can't decide who I want to watch, so I'll just watch all of them. And then just have, like, 2 of them with audio on. Because they typically have to be chiller streams, you know? If it's somebody who's, like, really high energy, they're just gonna drown out everybody else. So it has to be, like, some quieter streams for me to be able to, like, actually be able to listen to all of it at once. But yeah, it's definitely a thing I do. Nice. I'm digging this now. And Benjamin, how's it going? I don't know what language you're speaking, but welcome to the stream anyway. This was actually going surprisingly well. Surprisingly well. Holy cow. I should have been doing this a long time ago. They're dropping a lot of health. Yeah, I will... On most nights when I'm done streaming, I'm usually watching at least 2 streams at once. Sometimes 3, sometimes as many as 4. I'll usually kind of, like, alternate between them. Like, I'll listen to one for a while, and then I'll head over to the other and switch volumes and be like, okay, what's going on over here? We're good now, I think. Alright, View, thanks for stopping in. If you're streaming tonight morning for me, I'll probably tune in for a bit. As I was just saying, I might not say much, but I'll probably be lurking. I usually am. Seriously? I didn't hit him. Yeah, he's a dick, but... Also, he's in Monster Hunter. I forgot about that. Not really, but there's a chameleon in Monster Hunter that, like, he's like a chameleon dragon. He's in 4. I don't know if he's in any other games. But he has a lot of the same types of attacks. Like, he can go invisible and... he has tongue lashes and such. Chameleos, that's his name. How did I not remember such a simple name, honestly? Alright, yeah, enough of this fucking around. Let's get this done and move on with our lives. I kind of, for some reason, that's one of the things about 4 that I remember the most, is that I farmed him to make his armor for my dual blades set. Like, very specifically, I remember that. I'm not sure why. Maybe because that was, like, one of the last things I did in the game or something. Because I do believe it was, like, the last armor set I made. Bye. Sadly, I had to use like 2 tanks, didn't I? So, fuck me. I guess I only had to use 1. That wasn't too bad. Dick. I might be able to do some grinding here, maybe. I have to decide. After this, I'll be on the last fortress stage. I have to decide if I want to go get that last sub-tank and the last 2 heart tanks. I feel like I should for the final boss, because I feel like that's going to make things harder than it really should. So I should probably do that. Yeah, this is going smoothly. I should be okay now. I don't think I need all 3. Nice, Riley. Cool, I didn't know that if you shot him like while he was charging at you with the punch that it like made him flinch. Still learning shit about this game. That's something really cool about retro games, I think. Like the really well-made retro games is that like you continue to like discover new things that is like, oh, I didn't know that is a thing that happened. Especially with Mega Man games, because a lot of bosses will typically be like, you only kind of know how to fight them based on using their weakness weapon. How'd you get him? Yeah, it's kind of funny, like he was one of the ones that didn't give me trouble, right? Hey, Oblivion, how's it going? Hope your headache has alleviated. Did that actually not hit him? He's kind of playing nice right now. And I'm into it. Keep it up. Can do that all day. Bye. Yeah, that went really smoothly. Love it. That sucks, JMT. Yeah, I don't think Streamlabs OBS was a thing when I started getting set up. So I already had everything set up where I wanted it. like, by the time I heard it was a thing, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep using what I'm already using. Because I didn't know how much shit that was going to install that was gonna, like, potentially screw stuff up. I don't think I wanted to do that. Oh, we still have to fight Mammoth. It's okay, he's easy. I know Kenny was having some problems with OBS recently too, but I think he contacted me earlier on Discord and said that he got a lot of it worked out. Which it sounded like it was the same problem I was having like months ago. Maybe not months ago, maybe weeks ago, when it was like I had too many like duplicate sources active and they were like competing with each other, despite the fact that they were all doing the same goddamn thing. It sounded like it was a similar problem for him. I don't know exactly what your problem is. I know you mentioned it earlier, but I kind of forgot. That's alright, Oblivion. I think we're, like, nearing the end here anyway. Like, there's still quite a bit to go, but probably at a half an hour to an hour. This is going to be a shorter stream for sure. I think that was all of the rematches, though, right? Yeah. Opening but acting like it's off. So it's like you had a second monitor set up and you put it on the other monitor and now you can't like reach it to get it back. I've had that problem, but I'm not really sure how to fix it. Why I didn't think that was gonna hit me. That's weird. Yeah, I've definitely had that problem with stuff before, and I don't know how I fixed it in the past. It was a PlayStation 1 emulator I had that problem actually, where it was like showing up off screen for some reason, and I don't remember how I fixed it. Ow! Holy shit! What the actual fuck? That was a lot of damage. Whatever. Could you try... I would imagine... So it's acting like it's active on, like, on your start menu on the bottom of the screen, right? Can you right-click on that and, like... Can you tell it to maximize to full screen and see if that kind of forces it onto your main display, and then maybe you can resize it from there? That's like the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. This boss is stupid. Boss is so stupid. Oh, so the spikes in particular, like the teeth, do more damage. I thought it was just getting hit in general, but it's definitely like the teeth do a bunch of damage. Yeah, the meter on the left is my health. Okay, I'm gonna go get the rest of those upgrades. I kind of feel like it's cheating, but I'm just gonna do it. Oh, Oh yeah, I guess that's the way Windows 10 works, huh? You used to be able to maximize and shit from that tab, but that was like way back in the day. I don't mind Windows 10 that much, but every now and then there is stuff like that where I'm like, why did they take functionality away? What purpose does that serve? But that's the way that shit goes. Like, anything that's widely used like that, they either take way too damn long to make fixes that people want, or they fix things that people didn't ask for. I was complaining about that with, like, social media does that, like Facebook does it. Like they take some years to make changes, and when they make changes, it's stuff that nobody asked for. Tumblr does the same thing. YouTube does it. Twitch does it. What was the other one I was thinking of? Twitter, I think. Like Windows is like kind of the same. You think being that widely used of a thing that they would take better care of like what people want? But they don't. I don't understand it. If I was running a massive platform like that, that so many people used, I would want everybody to be happy. But instead, like, how many people... You talk about Windows, and most people are just like, Windows sucks. But they still use it, because they don't really have an option, which sucks. But they shouldn't have such a low opinion of something that they're basically forced to use. They should enjoy it more than they do. It's maybe just my twisted perspective from a creator standpoint. I had that problem happen, Oblivion. Because the tablet I had before this one, before the one I currently have, was a tablet PC, and it had Windows 7 on it, and everything worked fine. And then when I updated to Windows 8, they took away a bunch of functionality that I was like, this was all important to it being a tablet computer. Why did you take this shit away? That doesn't make any sense. The big one was that they made it that you couldn't turn off touch input. So I'd constantly have, like, my wrist making my cursor jitter all over the place. And I was like, why would you take that shit out? Like, that's such important functionality. You think they wouldn't think like that. They wouldn't be like, yeah, nobody uses this, let's get rid of it. Like, why? What purpose does that serve? I don't know, like, in some cases, I think that's the case. Where they're like, well, we'll just force them to buy, like, the new greatest thing that does do that. But I think in a lot of cases, they're oblivious. I don't think they actually understand, like, what their users want or anything. The really dumb thing is that Windows makes, like, Microsoft makes, like, the Surface Pro, so, like, why would you release a actual device that is designed for that sort of functionality and then take that sort of functionality out of the operating system? That makes literally no sense. That's what leads me to believe that they're, like, just completely oblivious. And they were just, like, doing things. They were looking for a way to trim the fat or something for some unknown fucking reason. Like, another good example is, like, so I used to use Facebook. I don't use Facebook anymore. And the reason for that, well, there's two reasons, but the big reason that made me say, what's the point of using Facebook anymore, was they used to have that panel on the side that was trending news. That was like 90% of why I used Facebook, was so I could just get a quick glimpse of, like, what's going on in the world today when I woke up. They took that away. Like, they took it out and they didn't replace it with something else. What actual purpose did that serve other than pushing me away to use a different platform? And why would you want me to go use a different platform? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you make changes that people aren't going to like that's going to make them use something else instead of your platform? It's so backwards. Why are you not dashing, X? What the hell is going on here? What on earth? That was weird. Yeah, the big reason I stopped using Facebook is it was just too fucking negative. Like, it's toxic and cancerous and poisonous. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I noticed that, like, the negativity was outright getting to me. Like, I felt like shit every day because I woke up and checked Facebook and saw all this stupid bullshit. And it put me in I was in a constantly bad mood. And it was horrible. So I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm quitting. I made a nice post telling everybody to enjoy poisoning themselves. Audi 5000. I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. And I haven't been back since. I went back for one thing, and that was during E3, because I wanted to post my E3 reaction as a formal, like, I'm working on my channel again, for those that care. That's the only thing I've been back to Facebook for. Okay, I need to fill up my tanks, but I can do that right here, so that's fine. And I'm gonna cheat to do this to make it go faster. I could even fill up my tanks buster only, but what's the goddamn point? That's just gonna make it take longer. And I'm not really interested in challenges that just make things take longer. Like, if it takes longer because it's challenging and you have to learn how to do it, that's fine. But this would just be arbitrarily extending how long I'm here. So, like, why? There's no point. I still have Facebook Messenger for keeping in touch with people that I have on Facebook, but that's it. Like, otherwise it has lost all purpose, like, and functionality to me. My big problem is that it's all political shitposting now. It's just people arguing about politics. It's really, and nobody actually does their research to fucking know what they're talking about. So it just comes off as a bunch of people just acting like fucking idiots, and it's sickening. I can't do it anymore. I was like, I'm not. It was lowering my opinion, not only of people in general, but of people I know. Like, I was seeing people I know making incredibly idiotic posts about politics, and I was like, it was causing me to dislike them, if that makes sense. I was feeling like I was reaching a point where I was gonna have to actually cut people out of my life because of the shit I was seeing them say on Facebook. And that's when I was like, you know, on one hand, that's their fault, And, like, maybe they should have to own up to that, but on the other hand, I think I could just not be seeing it. Because it's not like they act like that face to face. Like, that's just a Facebook thing. So, like, screw it. Okay, yeah. So this is it. I have to fight Sigma's dog, I have to fight Phase 1 of Sigma, and then Phase 2 of Sigma. It's a 3-stage fight. I have 4 tanks. Crap. I'm getting hit a little bit too much here, but that's manageable. This thing doesn't hit that hard. Now, Sigma's Stage 1 hits like a goddamn truck being pushed by a train. He hits insanely hard. Like, this is a very easy fight, to be honest. Like, it's a very predictable pattern, but if you mess up even once, he does a ton of damage to you. And that causes a major problem. Like that. It might take me a while to get my groove back. Damn it. Sigma's a sadistic asshole, that's why. I love how he makes you fight his dog, and he's like, don't disappoint me, X. And it's like, so either I'm gonna win, and you're gonna be disappointed that your dog is dead, or I'm gonna lose, and you're gonna be disappointed that I didn't make it past your dog. You are setting me up to fail, asshole. Hey Seth, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I'm like very much focused on what I'm doing at the moment, so... He takes like no damage at all, too, like of course. Like, of course. It's very much a slow and steady fight. I mean, like, as you can see, this is not a difficult fight. It's just that if you do get hit, damage for days. Well, I can usually glance and handle greetings. That's not a big deal. It's just like, I'm not going to be very good conversation at the moment, I don't think. Unless I get on a topic that I can really ramble about while I'm doing this. And of course, you have to start over every time you die. So, I didn't even bother using tanks there, and there's a reason for that. I pretty strongly believe that I'm going to need all 4 tanks on the final form, and I don't want to use the tanks earlier. I feel like I would be wasting them if I was using it before the final form. I was about to say, he's being a good puppy right now. That didn't kill him? What the hell?
He had like 2 hit points. Why did that charge shot not kill him?
Yeah, and now he's like, you killed my dog. You fuck. And just stop charging. I don't think that's a good idea, honestly. I think I can just pea shooter him on the way down. That's probably going to be a little bit safer. For stamina reasons, because then, like, I'm not holding as many buttons, you know? This is going kind of smoothly. If I can keep this up. Yeah, I guess you're pretty new. That you probably weren't watching yet when I was playing through this Legacy Collection the first time. I need to do some more Mega Man because like that was dumb. Mega Man and Sonic are like my big two, you know? But like I actually haven't been playing much of them on the channel, which is kind of messed up. So I need to remedy that. Part of that is when the Classic Collection came out and I played it, there weren't many people watching, but whenever I say that, somebody's always like, well, I wasn't subscribed yet, otherwise I would have been, so you should still do it. And I'm like, okay. Seems like a legitimate point. And yes, Seth, I'm usually hanging out in Dan's streams pretty much every night. I'm usually lurking, though. Like, maybe not usually. Usually, like 60% of the time I'll be lurking. Alright, so, like, that was a fantastically terrible start, but we are here, so let's make this happen. So the thing with this is that he actually doesn't take damage from anything other than this, and his weakness weapon. The mistake I made last time is I kept trying to jump to reach him, to shoot him, and you don't have to do that, as I've already demonstrated. If you do it at the arc, at the top of the arc of the hand's rotations, it still hits him. So I was really overthinking it. This is actually, like, quite a bit safer than I was making it out to be. Like, this is basically it. This is like a safe pixel that I can hang out on. I'm still gonna get hit when the other hand comes at me. Like, that's gonna mess things up, but I'm relatively safe from everything else. And yeah, like I said, the problem the first time I did this was I kept trying to jump to hit him because I didn't think his hitbox was this big. And whenever I would jump, I'd fall off of the hand, and then I'd have to find my way back up here, and it was an entire ordeal. Crap. And shit like that happens. Thanks, Dick. And this is what we were talking about earlier. RNG. And hey, Coulter, welcome back. This is like... Now all of a sudden the hands aren't really playing nice. I'm not really feeling this. And the charge shot takes so damn long to charge up. That's another thing I don't really like. I whiffed that one. Crap. Eat that hit because I was afraid I was going to fall off if I tried to panic and get out of there in time. Like, there's still a lot of, like, and everything does a ton of damage, of course, but it's way more manageable than I was making it out to be the first night I did it. Oh, are you kidding me? That's not what I needed. Well, I got up there with, like, actual... Oh, come on! Shouldn't have said anything. Thanks. Thanks. I'd say thanks, but I wasn't charged yet, so not thanks. Damn it! Cool, that one did hit him. I didn't think that was going to. Come on, let's go. Nah, okay, I'm surprised that hit him, actually. I didn't think it was going to. I don't have a charge ready. Fuck. you. No, damn it. Damn. No, like, if this hand gives me enough trouble, like, just trying to get back up here, that could end the entire... Oh my god, this could seriously end the entire run. Please no. There. And hey, Coulter, welcome back. Sorry about that. About the fact that I was so focused there. Yeah, it's okay if you had to step away for dinner. It's perfectly okay. I am starving, actually, so I don't blame you at all. And yeah, as I said earlier, I guess I don't know if you were here, and I need to update this on Discord too. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do Kirby tomorrow. And then Celeste is going to be on Saturday. Which is worth pointing out at this point, because now we're basically done. That was what I set out to do. Yeah, if I wouldn't have gone to get that sub-tank, I feel like I wouldn't have been able to do it. So I'm glad that I did. Because that could have been a bit of a setback. And yeah, this was definitely a shorter stream. It's only been about 2.5 hours. But I don't know. I'm hungry. I don't particularly feel like playing anything else. So I'll probably go ahead and call it quits nice and early tonight. But we will blah blah blah. But we will go on a raid, so stay tuned, and I will try to find something fun to watch. That could be fun. I think I'm liking that option. Definitely. So yeah, who all do we have on board for a raid? I have a good target. Yeah, and to repeat, yeah, this was a shorter stream, but I really wanted to try this again, because I watched somebody else do it, and I was like, I can definitely do this. Like, I can definitely do this. So it was something I really wanted to get back to. Kirby tomorrow. That will probably be a longer stream, because that might be the finale. But I don't know. We'll see. It might not be. It might, like, what I have left in that game might take longer to complete than I'm thinking. So, we'll see. But I definitely wanted to save that for the weekend, because I knew that a bunch of people wanted to watch it, and I knew that then they'd be able to stay up later to watch it, so that's definitely tomorrow. And then, yeah, Celeste will probably be on Saturday, and then Monday I'm keeping kind of a secret, because I'm not totally sure if I'm going to commit to it yet or not. And then Tuesday, it's Monster Hunter Madness. I don't know if we should watch the rest of the credits. I don't want to, like, bore people. Oh yeah, and I should really start, like, I definitely don't want to come off as begging or expecting anything, but I should probably start mentioning that I did open a Patreon last night, as that was something that was a goal for when I hit 500 subscribers, I wanted to start up a Patreon page. So I did do that last night. I should probably start mentioning that at like the beginning and the end of every stream. Once there are some patrons on there, I'm gonna have that displayed on screen somewhere, so that'll kind of speak for itself, I think, and then I won't have to mention it as much. But I definitely don't want to come off as like begging people to come pledge. Like I wanted to offer multiple options for people that were looking for that sort of stuff. Because why not? You know, like I feel like options are a good thing there. So, and I'm going to announce that on Discord after this, actually. So I guess I didn't have to mention that right now. Like, I'm going to do a formal announcement on Discord in the announcement tab and say, this is open now. Like, basically what I was just saying. Like, nothing's required, nothing's even expected, but for those that want the option, it is there. Yeah, retro games did that a lot, where they ended, like, special thanks, where they were like, and you, as the character. It was definitely a retro thing. This part of the credits is boring, so we're not gonna stick around for this part. We're gonna get boogieing over here to a raid. Is what we're gonna do before people drop too much. Whoops. Although that didn't take too long either, so that's cool too. It's very much a retro thing. It doesn't really happen much anymore. So yeah, we're gonna do usual hashtag Nintagious raid. We're gonna head over to someone new tonight, so that's fun. I always like bringing the love to some other streamers. We're gonna head over to Murphy's Law Gaming, who. We have a regular here, 7 Degrees Off Cool. This is her husband, actually. He's streaming. He's playing Zelda Skyward Sword tonight. Hi Sigma, you're gonna show up to like be creepy before we leave? Thanks. Do you want to come on the raid? That would be cool. Anyway, so here's the link. If the link doesn't work, that's Murphy's Law Gaming, 3 words, spelled just like that. I'll see you guys over there for the raid. And I will see you back here tomorrow for Dat Kirby. So take it easy, have a nice night. Oblivion, I hope your headache continues to fade. And I'll see everyone tomorrow. Thanks for stopping in.